Now let us look at the tax rates which are there in the budget. Let's first see the tax rates for individuals. The individuals are classified into three categories. Incidentally, the first one is others, then there are senior citizens, and there are super senior citizens. Up to 2,50,000, none of them has to pay any taxes. Between 2,50,000 and 3 lakh, the normal category pays 10%, whereas the senior citizens and super senior citizens don't pay anything. Between 3 and 5 lakh, 10% for other individuals, 10% for senior citizens, and nothing for the super senior citizens. Between 5 lakh to 10 lakh, everyone pays 20%, and above 10 lakh, everyone pays 30%. The interesting thing is that the surcharge has been levied at 12% if the net income exceeds rupees 1 crore. So effectively, there's an increase of 2% over here. Okay, and the education cess and secondary and higher education cess at 3% of income tax and surcharge. So while this rate remains unchanged, in case you are paying an amount which is higher because of this, this may also stand to increase. Coming back to the case of domestic companies, the tax rate is 30%. Okay, the MAT rate is 18.5%. Nothing changes over here. The reduction that we spoke about from 30 to 25% has to come over the next 4 years. Okay, and how that will be coming in is something which one needs to look at. Now, the change is that the surcharge is at 7% if the income exceeds rupees 1 crore and 12% if the income exceeds 10 crores. So effective tax rate stands to increase and could be as high as 34.60% if the income is greater than 10 crores. The education cess and the secondary and higher education cess remains at 3%. Now, the effective dividend distribution tax rate may increase from 19.99% to 20.36% because of the increase in the surcharge, if that is applicable in that case of a particular company. Interestingly, in the case of a foreign company, nothing changes. The tax rate remains at 40%, MAT remains at 18.5%, the surcharge at 2% if the income exceeds 1 crore and 5% if it exceeds 10 crores. Cess, secondary and higher education cess, 3%, meaning thereby that again nothing changes over here. Similarly, in case of a firm, and the definition of firm includes an LLP, the tax rate remains at 30%. The surcharge again is 12% if the net income exceeds rupees 1 crore. EDU cess and secondary and higher EDU cess, 3%. Nothing changes here as well.